guess what, I'm pregnant. Like, guess what, I'm pregnant. Because she knew I had a football future ahead of me. All right, well, whatever it may be, she was kind of excited she was having a kid. At the same time, I was like, do you realize how old we are? She was a sophomore at the time. I was a senior. She had 2 more years of high school to go. Are you serious? So, I was like, man, I'm going to support you. Whatever, decision you decide to make, I'm going to support you. I'm going to raise mine. I'm going to raise my kid. I'm going to do this. Let's do this. Okay. So with that, with that situation happening, I'm a senior in high school. I got colleges knocking at the door to come play football. I decided to stay local, go to Eastern Washington. And while I was at school, she was raising our daughter. We were together. She was handling the business back at home. She ended up dropping out of high school, by the way. I told her to stay in there. I'll support her, but she didn't want to. She didn't have that drive, so she dropped out. Anyways, got a call about 3 months into it when she moved back down to California because she came from a broken home too. Her dad was locked up in Folsom State Penitentiary for 15 years of her life in California. He had just got released out of prison when my daughter was born, so she moved back to California while I was in college. 3 months into it, when she was in college, she called me up and said, hey, I can't do this anymore. It's too stressful. I said, really? All right, whatever. Got in the car that night, drove to California, picked up my daughter, and raised her in school. I had no choice. Sometimes you're faced with things in life that ain't easy, but you just got to do it. You just got to do it. So my father, he taught me something very important, and my mother as well. Regardless of what the situation is, you have to take responsibility for your actions. You got to, confront them face up and handle it. So I confronted it face up, raised my daughter while I was in college, and took care of business. Ended up graduating with a 3.8 grade point average. Did really well. School never came easy to me at that. I was never the greatest student, but I learned hard work, and taking the proper actions got me successful in school. So that's just one quick story before Gene gets started while he was getting that thing set up.
Yep.
So anyways, think about that. Safe sex. I know what happens. I know you guys are young. I'm not stupid. Those things go on. Some people have kids in high school. I'm sure you guys have friends here that may be raising children. All right?
How many of y'all know someone in school here who has a child? I mean, about $25,000 more per year. We talk about your lifestyle. You're going to have a different kind of vehicle, a different kind of home, a different kind of vacation. You may be able to achieve some things that your parents weren't able to just by going to college and graduating. You will if that's what your vision is. We talked about the fact that playing a sport professionally is very, very, very unlikely. So as much as you love your sport, you need to value every minute that you have here, soak it up, enjoy the experience, complete your tail off, do the best that you can, but learn lessons from football, volleyball, baseball, soccer, softball. What lessons do you all learn from being an athlete? One of the young ladies. What do y'all think you're learning being a volleyball student athlete? That goes beyond the court. We'll start pointing people out. There's only 4 of you. There's a couple more in the back.
I don't play volleyball. I don't play volleyball. We're on track.
Okay, well, track. Well, what do you learn? Since you spoke up about it, what do you learn from your sport beyond the track that goes with you in life?
You have to work hard.
Work hard, period.
If you don't work hard, you're not going to win.
Absolutely. That applies to everything that you do, everything that you're involved with. What else do you learn from your sport that moves with you in life? That's real talk. Y'all can laugh at it if you want to, but I'm kidding. Respect. You respect the coaches that you work with. You respect your teammates. You respect your competition. If you don't, you're going to get what? Blown out. I don't care how fast you are, how high you jump. If you don't respect your competition, you're going to probably lose. What else do you learn? Discipline. Big time. Big time. Discipline will help you in your finances. Discipline will help you as a parent when you get older. Discipline will help you in your pursuit of going to college. What else? Overcoming adversity. How to work on a team together to get problems accomplished and achieved, right? Those are all things that you learn in your sport. Having a dream is important, but as my man said, a vision without the right actions means it's a hallucination, which means it's something that's just in your mind that will never come true. And the last thing was all coaches are looking for talent, So if you want to play your sport, how many of y'all like to play a sport beyond high school? If you want to play your sport beyond high school, talent is important, but beyond that, they look at your intelligence. Can you learn what they're asking you to? Are you going to qualify? And they're looking at your attitude and your character. All things that you control. You control all those things. Your talent was God-given. Now you can perfect your craft, you can up your ability, but these are things that coaches are looking for. I learned how to do that last week. I'm going backward.
Professor Earl down here.
That's all right. That's too much for me. All right, check it out real quick. Again, this can be a little bit boring. I'm not going to take a lot of time on it, but if you want to play your sport in the NCAA, so beyond community college, if you want to go to a university and play your sport, this is the starting point for it, the eligibility center. If you're a junior in high school, how many of you are juniors or seniors? Okay, you should be enrolled in this entity right here if you want to play your sport at a college, at a university.
Real quick, interrupt. How many have gotten eligible? Have done the clearinghouse? That's a sad number, ladies and gentlemen. How many juniors and seniors do we have? That means every last one of y'all got to get on the ball.
And make sure when you guys are doing the ACT or SAT, you send it to the clearinghouse thing, because they have to have one of those.
That's right. The code is 9999.
And
When you take those standardized tests, and it asks you where you want it to go, if you have a university in mind, put it on there, but also you want it to go here to the eligibility center, 9999 is the number. That $70 piece, there's a waiver, there's something that you can fill out if you're in a low-income situation and send in, and that fee will get waived. Okay, so, don't let money be a deterrent for it, but the bottom line is in order to move forward, you have to do that.
And if you guys go up to your counseling office, Mr. Billingsley, I know they did last year. They got a computer that they could sit you down at and walk you through the system. I know we'll be doing it with any student athlete that comes in here in a few weeks. So as long as you come into class, you guys will find out when we're going to be doing it. But if you want to try to be proactive and get it done now, go see your counseling office. Okay, take initiative. They're not going to come and hound you for it. You need to go get it.
Marcus, were you a qualifier out of high school?
No, I was not.
Do you all know what the term qualifier means?
Grades, right?
What does qualifier mean?
Like your standardized test and your GPA is enough to be in the
Yeah, qualifier means that you qualify to play your sport in college. That means that you meet the standardized test score, sliding scale connected to your grade point average, which I'm going to talk a little bit more about in a second. But one of the things that Marcus said to me the other day was that, man, if a dude like you came in and talked to us, I probably wouldn't have really heard what you were saying. So don't be that person. I'm giving you information right now that can save you a headache and heartache, especially if you have an opportunity to go play and you don't have done what's necessary to do it.
I know real quick, I knew for a fact I was about right here on my GPA. Okay? I had no idea I needed this score on my SAT. So I went into the SAT like, oh, I'm good. And ended up getting a score kind of like this. And the coach is calling me up, recruiting me, saying, we can't offer you. You can go to a junior college for a year. And I decided to go to a school that takes props, which was a smaller school, Eastern Washington. It's like an NAU. Got a great experience there, but I didn't get to go to like a Boise State because I was here. So if I would have known what Gene was talking about, and I'm telling you, remember this stuff, I could have ended up at a bigger school.
And the one thing you guys got to understand is most of you guys have the mentality that, okay, a JUCO is cool, and not knocking it. I went to a JUCO, okay? But you could save yourself a lot of headache and heartache, and it's a lot harder to get to that D1 level going through a JUCO rather than shooting straight and doing what you have to do now while you got the opportunity, okay, and taking care of business. Like, Coach Boyd said, he's laying the table for you. He's putting the food out there. All you got to do is grab your fork and eat it. All you got to do is grab your fork and eat.
Yep.
like I heard from a couple of people that like they said if you can't go D1, just go to a community college because D3 and D2 aren't really that big. Is that right, or what would you say?
Yeah. I mean, what you all need to understand is if you want to play your sport after high school, there is a place you can go do that. Okay. Sometimes we get enamored, or another word for that is sometimes we get caught up in the thought that, man, if I'm not going to ASU or Stanford or Texas or Oregon or I ain't even gonna say the name down south, but we get caught up in this thought that if we're not going to those places, then it's all over. I can't be an athlete no more. Well, you can play at community college, but Division II and Division III, Division II and III don't have scholarships per se, but they have financial aid. So, you know, someone is kind of like I mentioned last time. If you play basketball and you play center and you're 5'4", you probably can't move on into the Division I arena and play your sport any longer. But there's a place you can go play. You might go to a Division III school, which might take you up out of this environment into a new environment, let you meet some people, get a college degree, and still enjoy your sport. So they are smaller schools. They're not as prestigious in terms of national attention, but some of them academically are more prestigious than an ASU or something else. Okay. Just a quick refresher on this core course thing. So when we talk about those GPAs, 2.0 on up to 4.0, it's got to be in these classes right here. English for 4 years, 3 years of math, 2 years of science, 1 extra year of any of those, 2 years of social science, and then 4 extra years of anything. I'm going to show you how this breaks down a little bit more. So let's say if you take your freshman year, let's say if this was your report card in your freshman year. You got your fall, you got English,